Okay, so here we go. We can see here that we've got a public and private key pair for our CA. And then exactly the same for each node in the infrastructure. But right now, they're all sitting on this makeshift, nothing like how we do it in the real world, CA. What we need to do is copy them over to our nodes. Now each node will get 3 files. They all get a copy of the CA's public key, and that's important. It's what makes them all trust the CA and ultimately trust the keys that the CA signs. So every node gets a copy of that, and then each node also gets its own key pair. So Manager 1, for instance, gets the Manager 1 cert and Manager 1 key. Manager 2 gets the Manager 2 cert and Manager 2 key, and so on. Now we're going to use SCP, Secure Copy, to copy them, right? And often that's just going to be SCP, location of the first file will have the CA certificate, and then username at hostname, and location of where we want it to be copied on the destination machine. Now for each one, okay, we're going to be copying them to a hidden folder called Docker in the Ubuntu user's home folder. Hey, I mean, feel free to put them wherever you like, especially if you've already got standards for this sort of thing. But for each one, we're also going to rename the file as part of the copy, so this one to just CAPEM. Now that's how it'll often be, but I'm doing all of this inside of AWS, and to SSH or SCP to an instance in AWS, you need the private key that's associated with the target host. So that means I need to specify it like this. In fact, there it is there. So just to be clear, I had a copy of this private key here on my laptop that I'm doing this recording on, and I've already secure copied it to the CA that I've got the terminal on here. Anyway, let's kick that off. Oh, alright. Well, let's jump over to Manager 1. We'll create that folder. And you know what? Yeah, better do this just in case. Totally not something you would do in production. Now let's just pretend we never saw that. In fact, look, it was never there, right? Anyway, we'll try that again. Okay, sorted. And the same again for the public key, so rename that to cert.pem. And the private key is key.pem. Now the reason that we're renaming these files as part of the copy is that later on, right, Docker is going to expect these files to have these particular names. Well, a quick jump over to Manager 1 again, list the contents of that hidden Docker directory, and yeah, 3 keys as expected. So that's Manager 1 ready to be configured. As always, we obviously need to do the same for the rest of the hosts in the infrastructure, including our client, right? But no, I'm not going to put you through the pain of watching me do it like 6 times or whatever. But you know what? I'm too tired to accelerate space-time again, so this time I'm just going to pause the recording here and pick it back up when I'm done. Bit boring and old-fashioned, I know, but you know what? It works just the same. Okay, done. So, looking at our action plan, yeah, that's this item here completed. Next up, let's go configure our Docker engine daemons for TLS.